You're settling into your airplane seat when the flight attendant walks by with that perfectly rehearsed smile. But behind that professional facade, they're hiding secrets that could save you money, keep you healthier, and completely change how you fly. Airlines spend millions training flight attendants not just on safety procedures, but on psychological manipulation tactics designed to extract every dollar from your wallet. These crew members sign strict NDAs, preventing them from revealing the industry's most profitable secrets. Break these agreements? Instant termination and potential lawsuits. Today, we're exposing the 8 most shocking secrets that flight attendants are legally forbidden from telling passengers. We're revealing what the aviation industry desperately wants to keep buried. Some of these secrets are so damaging to airline profits that crew members face immediate firing for even hinting at them. Hit subscribe because this insider knowledge will revolutionize how you travel forever. Secret 1, they know which passengers will spend money before takeoff. Here's something that will blow your mind. Flight attendants are trained to profile passengers within minutes of boarding and identify the big spenders. But here's what they're forbidden to tell you. Airlines use a sophisticated passenger profiling system that starts before you even step on the plane. Your seat selection, booking history, and even your boarding behavior gets analyzed to create a spending likelihood score. Flight attendants receive this data on their tablets and are instructed to prioritize high-value passengers for upsells, premium snacks, and duty-free purchases. They know exactly which passengers booked last minute, indicating higher disposable income, and which ones are likely to impulse buy. The psychological manipulation runs deeper. Crew members are trained to approach high-value passengers with specific language patterns designed to trigger spending. They'll use phrases like, "Since you chose premium economy," or "for someone flying to Paris," to create a sense of exclusivity. Airlines make an additional $500 million annually just from this targeted in-flight selling strategy. They're literally profiling you to squeeze more money out of your trip. Secret number 2, the real reason. They dim cabin lights during takeoff and landing. You've been told that dimming cabin lights during takeoff and landing helps your eyes adjust in case of emergency evacuation. That's partially true, but there's a much darker reason they can't tell you about. Those dimmed lights hide the visual signs of aircraft mechanical problems and engine issues that might cause passenger panic. Bright lights would make it easier for passengers to spot smoke, unusual engine behavior, or structural stress indicators. Flight attendants are specifically trained to use lighting as a psychological tool to keep passengers calm during the statistically most dangerous phases of flight. The dim lighting also masks crew nervousness and prevents passengers from reading facial expressions that might indicate problems. It's about preventing passenger panic that could lead to lawsuits, compensation claims, or negative publicity. Airlines discovered that passengers who can't clearly see what's happening around them are 40% less likely to file incident reports. The crew knows exactly what they're hiding from you, but their job depends on keeping you in the dark, literally. Secret 3, your airplane food is designed to make you thirsty. Think that airplane meal is just poorly seasoned? Think again. Those meals are specifically formulated to make you dehydrated so you'll buy more drinks. But here's what flight attendants can't tell you. Airlines work with catering companies to add extra sodium, MSG, and dehydrating ingredients to in-flight meals. This isn't accidental. It's a calculated strategy to increase beverage sales during long flights. The dry cabin air already dehydrates you, but the airline food accelerates this process dramatically. Flight attendants are trained to offer drinks immediately after meal service when your salt intake peaks, maximizing the chance you'll purchase premium beverages. Even worse, the portion sizes are deliberately small to leave you hungry, encouraging expensive snack purchases. The crew knows that a $3 granola bar costs airlines 30 cents to stock, generating 1,000% markup. Flight attendants have internal sales targets for food and beverage upsells. They receive bonuses based on hitting these numbers, which is why they're so persistent about offering you premium options that cost pennies to provide. Secret 4, they can override safety rules when it benefits the airline. This one will shock you. Flight attendants have the authority to bend or ignore certain safety regulations when it protects airline profits or schedules. But here's the forbidden truth. Crew members are trained on operational flexibility, code language for breaking minor safety rules to avoid costly delays or cancellations. They can allow passengers to keep banned items, overlook seatbelt violations, or skip safety checks if removing a passenger would delay departure. Airlines lose $150 per minute for every delayed flight, so crew members face pressure to find creative solutions that keep planes moving. They might allow passengers to stand during taxi, keep laptops open during critical phases, or ignore carry-on size violations to avoid baggage delays. Flight attendants sign confidentiality agreements specifically, covering these operational decisions. Speaking about this flexibility could result in immediate termination and industry blacklisting. The crew knows that passenger safety sometimes takes a back seat to on time. Performance metrics that determine their job security. They're caught between following safety protocols and meeting corporate pressure to maintain schedules. And passengers never know when corners are being cut. Secret 5. The airplane bathroom water system is dirtier than you imagine. You already know airplane bathrooms are gross, but flight attendants know something about the water system that would make you never use it again. But here's what they're forbidden to reveal. The airplane's water system, including bathroom sinks and the water used for coffee and tea, comes from tanks that are cleaned only every few months. These tanks develop biofilm, bacteria, and sometimes even dead insects that regular cleaning can't remove. Flight attendants receive internal memos about water quality issues, but are strictly prohibited from warning passengers. The crew knows when water tests come back contaminated, but telling passengers would create panic and potential lawsuits. Many experienced flight attendants refuse to drink coffee or tea on flights and won't wash their hands with the sink water. Instead, they use bottled water and hand sanitizer exclusively. They know the system is contaminated, but can't warn you without risking their jobs. Airlines spend more money on legal fees to suppress water quality reports than they do on actually fixing the contamination. The crew watches passengers unknowingly consume contaminated water while being legally gagged from speaking up. Secret 6. They're trained to identify and avoid problem passengers before issues arise. Flight attendants undergo extensive training on passenger profiling, but not for the reasons you think. They're taught to identify potentially difficult passengers and manipulate interactions to prevent complaints that might cost the airline money. But here's the secret they can't share. Airlines have detailed profiles on passengers who have previously filed complaints, requested compensation, or caused disruptions. Flight attendants receive alerts about these problem passengers and are trained to provide minimal service to avoid any interaction that might trigger another incident. Crew knows which passengers are likely to complain about service, demand upgrades, or file injury claims. These passengers get deliberately poor service in hopes they'll choose different airlines in the future. It's a systematic discrimination policy disguised as customer service. Flight attendants are coached on language patterns and behaviors that legally protect the airline from liability while providing substandard service to flagged passengers. They know exactly who to avoid helping and why, but revealing this passenger discrimination system would destroy their careers and expose airlines to massive lawsuits. Secret 7. The real reason they push duty-free sales so aggressively. Ever wonder why flight attendants become salespeople pushing overpriced perfume and chocolates? It's not just about extra revenue. There's a much more calculated reason behind that duty-free cart, but here's what they can't tell you. Flight attendants receive significant commission bonuses from duty-free sales, sometimes doubling their flight pay. Airlines deliberately schedule duty-free service during periods when passengers are most psychologically vulnerable, after meals when blood sugar drops, or during long stretches of boredom. The products are marked up 300 to 500% above retail prices, but crew members are trained to use high-pressure sales tactics disguised as friendly recommendations. They know exactly which psychological triggers work on tired, trapped passengers with limited options. Flight attendants also know that duty-free purchases create positive bias. Passengers who buy something are less likely to complain about service issues. It's a psychological manipulation tactic that protects airlines from negative feedback while generating massive profits. The crew understands they're exploiting passenger psychology, but their bonuses depend on your impulse purchases at 35,000 feet. Secret 8. They know when mechanical problems exist but can't tell you. This final secret is the most disturbing. Flight attendants often know about mechanical issues, maintenance problems, or safety concerns, but are legally prevented from informing passengers. But here's the truth they're forbidden to share. Airlines operate under minimum equipment list protocols that allow planes to fly with certain broken systems. Flight attendants are briefed on these issues, but must sign agreements preventing them from discussing mechanical problems with passengers. The crew might know that the air conditioning system is failing, backup generators aren't working, or communication equipment is malfunctioning. However, revealing this information could cause passenger panic, flight cancellations, and massive financial losses for airlines. Flight attendants watch passengers board planes they know have mechanical issues while being legally gagged from speaking up. They're trained to deflect passenger questions about unusual sounds, smells, or aircraft behavior to prevent panic. Airlines have teams of lawyers whose sole job is ensuring crew members never reveal operational problems that could lead to compensation claims or negative publicity. The crew knows the plane might not be in perfect condition, but their careers depend on keeping you ignorant of potential risks. There you have it. 8 shocking secrets that flight attendants are legally forbidden from sharing with passengers. From psychological manipulation tactics to hidden safety risks, the aviation industry has created a system where crew members must choose between passenger transparency and their careers. Airlines spend millions on legal agreements, NDAs, and termination threats to keep these secrets buried while generating billions in additional revenue from uninformed passengers. The crew members want to help you, but the industry has silenced them with threats of lawsuits and blacklisting. Remember, knowledge is power. Now that you know these secrets, you can make informed decisions about what to buy, what to avoid, and how to protect yourself during flights. Airlines profit by keeping passengers ignorant, but you don't have to be their victim. Which secrets shocked you most? Comment below and share your own flight attendant encounters. Don't forget to subscribe for more aviation intelligence that the industry desperately wants to hide.